Greetings, friends. I wanted to redo this video. I already did it once and I uploaded it, and I'm not terribly happy with how it came out, and with I ended up very rambly and losing a lot of my train of thought. So I wanted to redo it and be a little bit more clear about what I'm saying, with a little bit more guidance. So what is rewilding to me? Well, first of all, being the logical, intellectual type that I am, let's start with a definition. So, according to Google, rewild as a term means to restore, as in an area of land, to its natural uncultivated state, used especially with reference to the reintroduction of species of wild animal that have been driven out or exterminated. So that's how we rewild a place. But how do we rewild a person? And what is rewilding a person? Well, you can use the definition to apply it to people. It applies quite well. To rewild a person means to take a person back to a natural, uncultivated state, one that has not been influenced perhaps so much by modern media and modern luxuries, modern comforts, and go back to a state of being where we're comfortable in the world as is, and don't have to change it to suit us. We are all born with this innate wildness of, when we're really little, we spend time outside running around and exploring nature, and over time we're taught that nature is bad, nature is dangerous, or that nature is like a foreign place, like an alien area. We go into nature, but we don't stay in nature. We come back to civilization. But civilization can perfectly exist within a natural context, and it did for thousands of years prior to the evolution of modern technologies that people have brought. Not that those technologies are inherently good or bad, but they are frequently used unintelligently. We don't really think about how we're using them, we just use them. And so that leaves us open to being controlled. And I guess the point here that I'm really trying to make is that rewilding, to me, is shaking off that state of being a slave to the modern world and coming back to a more natural, uncultivated state. One where we can absolutely run around barefoot in the grass and look at the trees and the sky with wonder, and not be under this constant load of emotional debt, physical debt, financial debt, that drives us into deeper and deeper into the slavery to modern technologies, to modern controls. It's a slavery that exists by choice. People don't consciously choose it, because who would consciously choose to be a slave? People unconsciously choose it because they're by being introduced to it, and by being exposed to it and left exposed to it for extended periods. And over time, it takes away that cognizance of who we are, what we're doing. And rewilding brings us to a different state of being, where we are aware of what we're doing and are consciously and actively working to maintain a balance in ourselves between our physical, our mental, emotional, our spiritual self. And that balance is so frequently disturbed quite drastically by modern technologies, modern conveniences. So the whole purpose to me of rewilding is to get away from that and to get into a more healthy, balanced state, one where we are in control, where we're not just allowing ourselves to be controlled by other things, but to be aware of the control that those things can have over us. And with time, perhaps, to shake away the control entirely. As much as I might like to, just drop everything and go live in the woods, I can't do that. But it would be, there's a balance here that can be struck between the wild person who, runs around barefoot and lives in the woods and all of that, and the modern, super technical, controlled media slave. And I think that there should be a more active approach to trying to get away from that. So I'm getting to a point where I'm starting to ramble and lose my train of thought. So that's basically it. Rewilding is bringing ourselves back to a more natural state of being. I really hope that this is insightful, that it helps you to kind of see where I'm coming from with my videos as I make them, to see and understand some of the things that I do and why I do them, and perhaps to bring you into this as well. I would love to see more and more people start doing this. In the last few months since I started really actively trying to do this stuff, I have seen a massive change in my life. I feel happier, I feel healthier, and it's going up. I'll do another video here very soon, talking about who I am and where I'm from and how I came to this. I think it will be useful and insightful. Anyways, I'm starting to ramble again. So if you enjoyed this, please subscribe and follow. I would really appreciate it. And please leave comments. Tell me, what is rewilding to you? What do you think it is? Do you completely disagree with me? Do you think I'm completely full of it? Tell me, please. I would love to know. By the same token, if you've been doing this for years, please share and talk about, your experiences and what rewilding is to you. I would love to hear it. Thanks.